we were supposed to start them in a week.
The goal today is to help get some of the wish list items on Miss Jenkins, some of the items on Miss Jenkins' wish list taken care of.
And what were those items?
The track, it's the gardens, it's the dance room, it is helping teachers, it's working with some of the students, it's having entrepreneurship classes for students. She's got a very robust wish list.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what's been the reaction of the school?
The school's outstanding. I mean, it's easy to see why they've turned around so quickly and gone from a near unacceptable to the best performing elementary school in Austin.
Well, first of all, I do want to thank Eugene and thank Lee for all their hard work and their leadership. And it always takes individuals with strong vision to make sure all these things happen and come all together. There's one group that I'd also like to have a quick shout out to. Where is Austin AISD? One more time, AISD, AISD! There we go. AISD is also in the house today. Really want to thank all of our volunteers, all of their work, for your work today. Literally for all your work today. It's going to just take so much, but it means so much to us. As you all know, we have in AISD 85,000 students, 129 campuses, over 12,000 employees, and we have to make sure all students graduate and have wonderful learning facilities. We know we can do it, but we can't do it alone. When we have partnerships, such as with all of you, who come together for one benefit, and that's for the future of our kids, that makes all the difference. I want to thank you for helping AISD students who are Austinites from 3 years old to 20 years old, and for making this a better Austin for all of us here in the AISD community. And a specific thank you for Blackshear Elementary School. And with that, I want to then call forward our phenomenal, fabulous principal, Betty Jenkins.
It's been years that we've been working or talking about beautifying our campus, but everything is so expensive and takes so much energy that it's a long process. And I've had a long wish list for a long time. It's all been in my head, kind of difficult to communicate at times. And then some wonderful individuals started stepping up, such as Diana Sue, our architect, that has been volunteering her time. Diana Sue, will you please wave? I want everyone to know who you are. And other neighbors that started with work in the garden and a wish list for our garden, Donna Hoffman, and many other sponsors in our community, such as Christine Cottle, our CAC co-chair, which has also been a great support. But then all of those ideas in my head started getting so complicated that they asked me to put them in writing. And they didn't know what I was asking for. When I first met Molly, where are you, Molly? She said, Miss Jenkins, it would be really helpful if you would just give us a wish list in writing. She didn't know what she was asking for because it ended up being 16 pages long. And our architects have been great in putting those thoughts on paper into a plan. And then, of course, now wonderful AISD being involved along with you and all of your hard work today, being led by Mr. Nunez. Mr. Nunez, where are you? And Mr. Nunez has heard my frustration on various occasions when I tell him, Mr. Nunez, go look at that school over there and the beautiful track that they have, and then come look at ours and tell me what we can do about it. And finally, it's happening today. Thank you, Mr. Nunez.
Okay, thank you all. Again, I just want to say that what we're accomplishing here is, big magnitude of a effort that we're putting together. Because what we're going to do here today with 300 volunteers, 660 AISD employees, 360 of us, we're going to be able to do what will take us 6 months to do. So just want to tell that we really appreciate the effort you all are going to give here today, and that when come back on Monday and see your efforts, how nice it's going to look when we're done. So again, I just want to thank you for your effort, and go Blackshear, okay?
And here we have the majority of our students that come in from the area behind you, and they have decided over the years to take a little shortcut right through here to get to the front of the building. And with the architects, volunteer architects, another organization working with us, donating their time, they decided, well, if this is the way that the students are walking to school every morning, why not make it a learning walkway for them? And what they've done is they're creating a pathway, and along the pathway, they're also going to have some learning stations for the students. And our students will be learning about water conservation as they walk along the path. And this is only phase 1. Phase 2 will include a tunnel of vines and more learning experiences for our students. So pretty much they're just developing the natural walkway that students have developed over time. This summer we were designated the first Fine Arts Academy in AISD at the elementary level. And what you will see taking place inside today is that our room that has now been designated as a dance room is being made more student friendly. We have some murals that are going up in the dance room. We have a theater room that is being created. Our walls are being repainted. Our teachers' lounge and workroom are being made more pleasing for our teachers. And many other projects inside the building to add color and life. I believe that by the end of today only, we will be at a $60,000 mark. When you think about the different projects taking place, the materials and the labor that is coming together today, because the trail alone would cost $11,000 over on the other end of the building. This one could probably be at about a $6,000 figure, and we have over 250 volunteers today, so if you turn their volunteer time and labor into money, we're going to be close to the $60,000 mark or above by the end of the day. When I was first contacted by individuals to let me know that the dream that we had was actually going to start getting implemented today, it was just so a mix of emotions. A lot of gratitude for the individuals, a lot of questions. I wonder why people love schools so much and how or why they dedicate their time to us. So just a lot of emotion and gratitude. And I'm just very pleased and excited that the work is actually happening today. Blackshear Elementary dates back to 1891, and it is a school that started in a little home, and at that time it was called Gregory School, and here we are sitting on Gregory Street, so it was right here in our backyard. After that, in 1934, parents decided that they needed a bigger space, and therefore the plans to create Blackshear Elementary as it looks now went into place. And Blackshear Elementary is a school that was built to serve only African American and Black children in 1891. We have learned recently that although there were Hispanic families that also lived in the neighborhood, only the Black students were allowed to come to Blackshear Elementary, and our Hispanic students needed to attend a different school, which at that time was Zavala. Many things took place on that day. In the front of the building, we had an area that was weeded, and rose bushes were revived, and aloe was replanted to a more appropriate place. We had a pre-K outdoor classroom that was created in front of the building. Our banana trees were weeded and refreshed and just made happier. We had our track that was made because our students didn't have a very clearly defined area there. We had benches installed. We are still working on getting the shade over our playscapes, but our playscapes were cleaned and the area was defined for our students. We had a walkway that was created along the west side of the building. We had trash receptacles that were put in around the campus because we didn't have any. Therefore, now students have a place where they know exactly where to place their trash when they are outdoors, or even community members that visit our campus now have a receptacle over by the basketball court to make sure that they are helping to keep our school beautiful. We had several stairs that were repaired, rusty gutters that were removed, replaced, and repainted. We had our dismissal areas beautified with new stones and plants around them so that students weren't waiting in weeds as they waited for parents. A lot of painting of all of our exterior doors and rails to match our building. And the list goes on. I personally feel very grateful for the changes that we are experiencing here at Blackshear Elementary. It is a good place to step into a daily basis, and when I get to work each morning and I see one of the changes, I am grateful, because prior to the workday there were just some ugly entrances for our teachers, and if you're already having a stressful day, then it's not very easy to walk in through an ugly entryway and be prepared and happy for the students. Therefore, arriving at Blackshear Elementary makes us happy. We're ready for the students and we all enjoy it.